and welcome to the 38th episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. I'm your host Julianne, and I can be found on Ravelry as Lovebird Lane. And as I usually forget, I will put my social media contacts in now so you can have a look at those. They will also be in the credits at the very end in case you miss where you can find me. Anyway, I would like to thank new and returning viewers for spending some time with me today. Thank you so much. I'm super glad to see you. My subscribers have still been going up over the last week, so though they have slowed down just a little. I'm super pleased to see everybody subscribing. Thank you for doing so. I'm glad you enjoy the podcast enough to subscribe. It's fabulous. So today is a Friday. Normally I would record on a Thursday and release on a Friday. But I've been going through a bit of stuff this week, and yesterday kind of was the culmination, and I didn't really feel like doing much of anything yesterday. It was pretty much, yeah, F all. I got done yesterday. I got to do some dishes. That's about as good as it got. So yeah, yesterday wasn't really a good recording day. Today is a little bit better. Still not fabulous, but better. So that's good. And it's nearly the weekend as well, so yay. So I guess by the time this comes out, it'll be Saturday morning here in Australia. And yeah, so happy weekend, everybody. Pretty much the only thing to start off today is just, well, actually I have two things because I remembered something very important this week. The first is to let you guys know about the MyMuddlings stash down along. I'll put the plate over now so that you can see all the details. That is still going on. As you can see, or have seen probably, I am wearing an FO, which qualifies for my stash down along post, so that's super fun. So yes, I'm on the board once again, and yeah, we have our sponsors there on the screen. Please support them. You'll get bonus yardage if you do. And what else can I say? I guess the exciting thing to do is to announce April's chatter winner. And if I remember rightly, I did a random number generator on my phone. I have a little app, and if I remember rightly, it was post 16. I think, which was Emma. It was Em's Little Nest. And Emma, I know that you have just won a prize from Tam's Crafty Knits Knit Along as well. So congratulations, Emma. It's all the winning for you at the moment. I haven't actually decided what you can get, Emma. I've been thinking possibly any item up to the value of $10 from my shop if you want to go and have a little bit of a look-see over there. And you can have what you wish for up to $10. So I think that probably works. So Em, go have a look and do let me know, and I'm super pleased for you. Thanks, Em. You are such a good participant in the knit along as well. You got a massive amount of yardage already in there, so congratulations. You can probably see I'm not being very articulate. I like to think pretty articulate, but I'm not really today. I'm getting mixed up in my words, and I'm sounding a bit conceited, I think, because I can't get what I want to say out in the right way. My mouth is moving quicker than my brain, so I apologize if I sound like a bit of an idiot. Like I said, I've been all over the place this week. I've been high, I've been low. I'm feeling a little bit bipolar, even though I'm not bipolar, and I don't want to disparage anybody who does suffer from that, but I'm feeling a little bit like that just at the moment. So yes, if I do say anything stupid or put my foot in my mouth, please don't be offended. I'm just really not quite right today. So I apologize. I will try. So I might as well get on to what I have been knitting, because hopefully I won't go wrong with that. Fingers crossed. And pretty much the first thing, as you can see, I am wearing my Lady Sunnyside. I finished it off and I'm super happy with it. Even though it's really warm, it's obviously still autumn here in, sorry, that's Granger, still autumn here in Australia. And we've been having a bit of more of a balmy week this week. It's a little bit warmer. But this is the third day I think I've worn it since I finished knitting it. So yeah, but it is pretty warm, so I take it on and off, and I've only just come home from being out, and I'm a bit warm from running around, and I wanted to take it off before I sat down to record, but I'm like, no, I've got to keep it on so you guys can see it. But yes, what can I say? I'm super pleased with how it turned out. The sleeves are fairly well spot on. I'm pretty happy with the length. It's probably the only thing I could say is it's maybe a touch big. I'd probably prefer a little less ease than what is in it, but as I've purposely knit it a lot longer than it's supposed to be, I think the extra ease really works. And plus, at the moment, I'm still only wearing t-shirts underneath. This is just a short sleeve t-shirt that I'm wearing underneath. So yeah, I'm happy with the sleeves. I wrote down in my notes how many rows I did in the sleeves because I did mention before that I want to knit another one of these, but with the different motif, because this I've done, I don't know if that's showing up because I can't really see in the screen, but I've done the cable motif on the button band and on the raglan shaping on this one. But I realised after I'd already cast this one on that the version that I actually wanted from the pattern is actually a zigzag sort of lace. So I purchased some more of the same yarn to knit the zigzag lace one. So I think next time I knit it, I might knit a size down and still follow the same I guess formula for the sleeves, just on the smaller circumference, because I do like the length. So yeah, I'm happy with the length of the sleeves, although you can't see it. Like when I first put this on, Simon sort of looked at it, he goes, "It's down to your knees." And it's not quite down to my knees. It's probably about 10 centimetres above my knees, so it's very long. Hence why it was quite hard to keep knitting on it, because it was very heavy, despite the fact that I have no mojo at the moment for knitting. I don't have any mojo at the moment for pretty much anything. Yes, I kept knitting. I used all 15 balls of the wool of the Andes, which is what I've knit this out of, and that was 1,650 yards, or I did write down the metres, it's 1,509 metres in this cardigan, so she's pretty hefty. So that's 1,500 gram balls, so we've got 1.5 kilos of yarn in this cardigan, but I love it. Probably the only thing that I think long cardigans like this really benefit from is pockets, which this does not have, but that's fine. I'm not going to go and buy more yarn or rip it out to put pockets in it. It's fine. In the end, I did quite a bit of ribbing. Let's see if I can pull it around. So you can see there that I did quite a bit of ribbing. It starts here and then goes down. I haven't measured it, but I would probably say it's maybe 4.5 to 5 inches of ribbing at the bottom. So the only thing left to do is to get some buttons and sew them on. I did go to Spotlight this morning because I needed more packaging for my orders. So I was in there anyway, and I wanted to perhaps buy buttons to show you guys, but they've recently changed all of their button brands and things at Spotlight, and they're all very expensive and they're not very impressive. And I did find 2 different types of buttons that would have worked, one of them in particular, but they only came as 2 packs, and I need 11 buttons because the cardigan is so long, and it was $6 for 2 buttons. And so I'd need to buy 12. I can't just buy 11. So it was going to be as much for the buttons as I paid for yarn for this project. So I was like, no, that's pretty ridiculous. So I'm going to have to get online and see if I can have a search to see if I can find a better place to get buttons. If you do know a place that have good quality you know, affordable buttons, I would love to know. Please do let me know in the comments or in the show notes. Leave a comment there. Because yeah, I am kind of at the point where I'm happy to go without buttons on my cardigan if it's going to cost as much as my cardigan to buy buttons for it. That just, it seems ridiculous to me. And the buttons weren't even really that impressive, because the pattern calls for 1-inch buttons. That's about 25 mil. These buttons that I saw were 28 mil, so they're a touch bigger, which is probably fine. And they were just purple plastic. They matched pretty well with the cardigan. It was almost exactly the same colour purple, and it was kind of had like a little concave indent in the middle, and then it was kind of faceted around the edge, so it kind of had little different facets that reflected light in different ways around the edge. So they were pretty. I did like them, but again, they're just basic plastic buttons for $6 for 2. So yeah, I kind of left them there. But yeah, so anyway, there's not really much else to say. I'm pretty happy with this cardigan. Probably the only thing that does bother me slightly is this kind of poofs up here, which I'm sure will be remedied either by blocking or actually having some buttons to hold the cardigan across. Because I mean, you can see there that pretty well smooths it out, but it sticks up like that, which looks a bit silly. But this hasn't been blocked yet, so perhaps when I block it, I can sort of smooth that out when I lay it out to dry. So so that's my Lady Sunnyside. It is all done. Now, the only other thing that I have finished this week was a necklace for my mum. I think I mentioned it last week because I know I didn't put it on my Ravelry pages or my projects until I actually gave it to her, because my mum stays logged in as my Ravelry account at her house so that she can spy on all of my projects. She's pretty interested in the things that I make, so she likes to have that logged in so she can log in and have a look at what I've been doing. So I didn't want to put the project page up in case she saw it, even though when I gave it to her, she, I knew this is what you were going to do for me. But she loved it. She said it was a little bit longer than she was expecting, and I said, well, that's the same as all of the rest of them that I've made. Oh, okay. So she was pretty happy with that. I, of course, forgot to take photos of her wearing it. She wore it the whole evening on Mother's Day when we went round for dinner. So I did text her this morning and say, can you get Dad to take a photo of you wearing your new necklace so that I can put it in to the podcast if I did receive that photo. Hopefully it's over the screen now. If not, you'll still be looking at me, and I'll try and get one to show you another time. So yeah, I used, let me have a look, I used my own yarn, and I used Peach Face Fingering in Flame Trees, which is this colourway here. So you can still, that's how much I've got left out of the ball. I used 94 yards or 86 metres for the necklace, and the necklace kind of probably sits, you know, it's quite long, it just sort of sits on the chest. And I just used some Knit Picks Majestic DP ends in 5mm to knit my I-cord. So that necklace was a pattern, it's actually a tutorial offered by Bryony Singleton on her Gradient Yarn Australia website. So I have got a link to the tutorial in my show notes if you'd like to make your own. So that's my 2 finished objects this week. I'm just very conscious of my battery on my camera, because when I sat down I had 3 bars, and within just these few minutes that I've been recording I now only have 2. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that and hope it doesn't run out, because I don't really want to have to do 2 sessions of recording. So what I have next is I have 3 works in progress that I'm working on. The first is my test knit for Understoried by Erin Currup, and I'm super behind. Other people are actually finished their projects. I think most of the people who, they're mostly people who are doing the scarf, not people who are doing the wrap like I am. But this is also being knit out of my own yarn. This is my Swindon sock base, and this is a colourway I created just for this test knit, and I've called it Understoried. If Erin likes the way that it knits up, it will keep that name. So that's my yarn, and this is how far I am. So I think it's got about 9 sections, I think is what I said last week. I haven't double checked that, but the first section is entirely lace, as you can see, and then it will, it's been knit on the bias as well, and it will end up being sort of stockinette and lace as you go up through it. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how the colour is knitting up. I was alternating skeins because, you know, you probably should for hand-dyed yarn, but it was kind of doing my head in, honestly, because the fact that I don't have a lot of mojo, and this is kind of a, not that I'm begrudging this, I'm enjoying it, but it's an obligation knit, you know, I'm doing it for someone else. Yeah, it was just doing my head in, so I decided to stop alternating balls, and I'm just doing one. And you can't even really see where I was alternating, I don't think. It was somewhere in the middle here. You maybe can, like where this whitish looking line here is. But there's not really any difference. I can't really see, to my own eyes, any difference. So it was just doing my head in, and I thought it's not worth the time and the effort. But yes, the colourway was inspired by looking up between, looking up in a forest, up at the roof, like the canopy, leaf canopy, and you can see there's multiple different sort of greens in there, and then there's little pops of blue, and sort of it's almost like a grey, because I put the blue specifically on the lighter areas, sort of the grey areas of the yarn, so that it would almost look like it's kind of sunlight or light, you know how it kind of diffuses when it comes through the leaves, and little pops of blue, so you're kind of getting the sunlight diffused through and the little pops of sky. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think it is knitting up a little bit more variegated than I was expecting. Let's just get in close and see if I can really see. Yes, it's a little bit more variegated than I was expecting, but I don't think it is actually taking away from the lace. I think when this blocks out, it is actually going to be really, really nice. Because it's very wholly lace, because, you know, it's just there's yarn overs all over the place. So I think it's working okay. We'll see what Erin thinks. I did mention to her that I was going to be talking about it on the podcast today, so she'll probably tune in. Hi Erin, if you're there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, and I just really need to get moving on it now because it's due on the 4th of June and today's the 19th of May. So yeah, I've really got to get a wriggle on with that. So that's my understoried. The only other things that I am working on are my vanilla socks. I have been working on them, and this is my Finch Yarns project bag that Lavenica gave me. And I am nearly ready to be starting my heel on my second sock. So I don't know how far. I think I'd only just sort of cast on last week. So yeah, I've done a leg. I mostly take this to work when I pick up Simon from work. So that's when I work on that. So yeah, I've just done a tube. Not even a heel for you. I was hoping to get that done this week, but I busted out the cardigan instead, because I only had, I think, 2 balls, left as of last week, so I busted that out. The only other thing, the final thing that I am working on is a pair of mitts, because tomorrow night we are going to Simon's aunt's 70th birthday dinner, and if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen that I put out a shout out for some help to pick a present for her, because I sort of thought, well, you know, it's her 70th, they are shouting us dinner, she'd come bearing gifts. So I am making her some mitts, and she wore green to our wedding. We don't see them very often, so I don't really know them very well. But I know that she wore green to our wedding, and she does have more blondish kind of hair, so I thought the green would be really nice for some mitts for her. So I'm nearly done this, my first one, so I'll probably come up, you know, sort of about here, and then do the rest of the thumb. And this is being knit from my own yarn. This is my Fisher DK, and it's in Emerald Isle. This is one of my newer colourways that I've done. Actually, you know, it's funny, when I was looking at this yarn in the skein, I didn't really like it that much, because I'm not a green person anyway. Green isn't really my colour, but I didn't really like it. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really sure if I'll keep that one. I don't really like it that much. And even in the ball, like, it looks a bit variegated, not that nice, I guess. But when I've been knitting it up, I really love it. I think it's one of those types of yarns that looks better knit than it does in the ball or the skein. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with these. Supposedly you can get 2 pairs of mitts out of a decent sized ball of DK. My DK is a little bit low on yardage, so I might not be able to, depending how much I use, but potentially I might knit myself another pair, either for me or I'll maybe sell them. I'm going to be in the market, so anybody who sent me Market Mojo, thank you very much, because I'm in. I paid my registration fees this morning, so hopefully that means that I'm definitely in. They've got my money. So I'll be doing that on the 1st of July and the 26th of August, I believe it is. So I'll be doing 2 different markets here in Adelaide. So if you'd like to come and pick up my yarn, some of my yarn, and meet me in person, you can do that. I will be sharing more details closer to the time. But yes, I'll be in the markets, so I might end up knitting another pair of these to sell. And how about I tell you what the pattern is? The pattern is just a free pattern. It's on Ravelry. It's called Toasty Textures, and this is the ribbed version, and that is textures, not textures. And she has a ribbed and a stockinette version. So I'm doing the ribbed version because I know Auntie Margaret's, she's a very fine-boned lady, so I didn't want to do anything that might be too big or whatever. So I thought if I do the small to medium size with the rib, it'll probably be pretty sure it's going to fit her. So, so yeah, the pattern is by Betsy Stuyvesant, I think. Where are my... Yeah, Stuyvesant. So yeah, that's my Toasty Textures. And that's all I've been working on. So I pretty much need to get those mitts done by tomorrow. I should probably bust them out this afternoon, really, so I can give them a wash and have them dry to give to her tomorrow night. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my knitting. I only really have 2 extra things to talk about. I'm going to skip Love It or Leave It today due to all of the things that I've already told you this week. Probably the biggest lover is I actually went to Spotlight, as I said today, and noticed that they were doing 10 for $10 on their fat quarters. So I went a bit nuts. I bought 20. I mean, when they're offering them for $1 each, you have to buy them, right? There's like, you're silly not to, right? So anyway, I bought 20 of them and I've paired them all up so that I can hopefully make project bags with the outer and lining. So I'm just going to have a drink quickly. Sorry. Yes, I will go through and show you what I got. So pretty much I got this one. So this will be the outside and the lining. So I liked that sort of, I don't know, what do you call it, Aztec sort of thing, sort of print. And this one, I know Sarah, I'm not sure if you watch Sarah, but her username is the Martini Knitter. And I saw this martini fabric and I thought that was super cute. And then I found this kind of chevron fabric, which I thought would be kind of cool to be a lining for that, because the this sort of green here on the lining sort of matches the green on there. So that's the second one that I got. And you guys, you know, my bag that I got from Unwind Yarn Company that had the yarn ball fabric, I found some today at Spotlight. So I've got 3 different colorways and I've picked sort of coordinating linings for them. So the first one that I have is this sort of blue, brown and green, and then I've just got this dark blue stars to go on the inside. I got... Now these I'll be able to do a couple of bags or one big bag the same out of these. So they've got some sort of blue, mustard and red, like coral, I guess, with sort of this coral. It matches the coral ball quite well, this colourway, this lining fabric. So that's either going to be a big bag or 2 smaller bags, exactly the same. And then the last one that I got was like this bluey green, which is super pretty, and I've just got sort of like a hatched sort of grey to go with that one. So that's those lots. I also got more of that coral lining to go with this geometric print because I love my triangles, I love my geometrics. So that one it's unsure whether that's going to be sold or whether that's going to be mine. Probably mine. And this one, I thought this was so cool. I found, I guess it's like a Pantone. So it's got blocks of colour on it with numbers and names. And so yeah, I figure that's like a Pantone colour. I don't know how, looks like it goes all the way through, I think. I'm not quite sure. But yes, and I got this kind of wibbly wobbly fabric to go on the inside of that. I thought those colours went together pretty well. And this one is going to be for my niece because she loves Minions, and they had Minion fabric, and so I just got a little yellow lining to go, and I'll make her a little bag. And finally I found like some 8-bit type fabric that's got like little coins and love hearts, and it's got like a little bomb and I guess it's pizza on the back, and then just some green lining to go with that. So yeah, that's the fat quarters that I got today. I'm pretty happy with the selection. Usually I'm pretty bad at making sure that I have a coordinating lining to go with some of my bags. I'm really quite bad at that. But I have done that today. I specifically chose external and lining fabric to go together. So these will, I really have the sewing buzz, but because like I've said before, I have to get out so much stuff and move so many different things just to do some sewing that it's kind of, I'm defeated before I begin, if you know what I mean. So, but I really do want to sew some bags like these ones because I do like drawstring bags, and like I said last week, I don't like the little frou-frou bits at the top when you have the channel further down, so I'd like to make some of these. So I'll probably be making a few of those out of these fabrics. So I hope you like these. If you do like them, I will of course keep you posted on Instagram and on the podcast when I actually make the bags, and they'll be up in the shop. So I don't have a shop update this week. I was hoping to have some bags. Like I said, I've been wanting to do some sewing. I was hoping to have some bags, and I was hoping to have some more self-striping. And although my skeins are all done, they're all wound, I just need to dye them. I just haven't had the energy or the wherewithal this week to get anything done. And I did say last week that I was going to take it easy this week, so that's pretty much what I've done. I have pretty much this week was just, I was sorting out household stuff. Like I've made myself a cleaning schedule because I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather be crafting than cleaning. But I hate having a grotty house, so I have to tread that fine line in between. So what I've done is I've created a cleaning plan where each day, or at least 4 days a week, I do a separate area of the house. So like Mondays I do the lounge room, which is where we are now. Kitchen and hallway is in on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is the laundry, bathroom, toilet. Thursdays is the bedroom and office. So yeah, so I've been doing that, trying to keep on top of things. I'm hoping that that will be a weekly thing instead of me being lazy and being every 2 weeks. And I vacuum in the lounge room a bit more often because the birds do live in here overnight, and they do make a bit of mess. So I generally vacuum the lounge room a couple of times a week anyway. So yeah, I want to kind of keep on top of the house and have it clean. So I've organised that this week. I've been looking into our banking. Yeah, I've been doing just some sort of household life stuff. So yeah. Not really been wanting to craft, not really been wanting to dye, even though I love doing my dyeing. So yeah, I'm just a little bit flat. Not really into anything this week, so that's kind of it, other than sharing a sale that I am running in the Lovebird Lane Yarns Etsy shop. What is it my company's called again? I even registered my business name and I still can't remember it. Yes, I am running a sale over there. I have tried something different this time rather than my normal percentage sale. I have 2 different offers for you. If you are international, one of them probably will be quite attractive. The first one is spend $50 and use the code and get $10 off. So if you spend over $50, you can get $10 off. And the other one is spend over $75 and get free shipping up to 500 grams internationally. So, which is a saving of about $17-ish. So yeah, if you are interested, head over to the Lovebird Lane Etsy shop. I can't even talk. And the codes I will put in the down bar so that you know what to use, and they all are also available on my Instagram account if you want to head over there. They will be there at Lovebird Lane on Instagram. So I think I'm going to shut up. I'm all over the place. You guys are probably sick of listening to me. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I hope you guys all have a great week. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.